And we are live, baby. We are live. Once again, we have another glorious day. Today is Wednesday, July 19th. Today is a day after a huge uptrend. Yesterday, if you weren't in the market, man, you missed a hell of an opportunity. I definitely capitalized. It was a great day yesterday. And man, hopefully it's those days don't come too often, but if we can get one back to back, that would be amazing. So with that, let's go ahead and break down what's currently happening in the charts. So I'm gonna head over here to my high time frame charts, and actually let's do it on here. Why not? I don't usually do it on the screen that you guys can see, but I'll do it today. Why not? Let's do the 1 hour chart. Okay, and I want to point out a few things, right? Once again, we're trading both ES and NASDAQ. So if you're here for NASDAQ, just bear with me real quick. I'm gonna go through the levels on ES, what I'm watching, and then we'll head over to NASDAQ. So with ES, right? Once again, look at that. Look at that uptrend. Huge uptrend. It was beautiful, man. Yesterday was a great day. But check out what's happening right now. So we have support down here. Very strong rejections, right? You can tell, right? Just pointing out the obvious here. Support here. A lot of rejections, and we had a really aggressive candle get rejected here at this 45.84 level, and now we're starting to make higher highs. We're breaking past this level of support here at 45.90, which is also a psychological level. We're breaking past this 45.92, and we will be testing the high days very soon, right? We're breaking past a few wedges. We're being supported by a couple wedges. And let me go to the 15, that way you guys can get like a better visual here. So very aggressive candle, bounced off of this 45.84. We broke past a wedge here. So if you were to draw a wedge here, and it'll probably be a little clear on the lower time frames, but we broke past that, got above VWAP, got above our EMAs, right? So we do seem to have some bullish momentum here. I'd be interested to see how this higher day from yesterday reacts. So we should be getting that level very soon now. I mean, we're only a tick away, so we'll see how that reacts. So yeah, it's kind of like what I have so far. I guess I should also mark down a couple levels down here. We have some demand here. We have demand there. Always round it up. Round up or round down. 15-minute demand. I'm gonna just put demand, actually. If I could spell it correctly, there it is. So we have demand. Cool. Very strong momentum to the upside. Look at that candle. Look at the volume that's coming. You can't see the volume on my screen, but if you guys are looking at the charts, which I would hope that you are, you could see the volume here. Whole lot of volume. Very strong candle. Close right above that strong rejection there that I have marked down. So kind of nice. Now, one thing that I didn't get a chance to look at was the weekly time frames. We have to see where does price want to go? Where is it most likely to go? And from just looking at the weekly, because you have to go all the way back to last year to see the level, these current levels here. So I think price may want to go up here. To that strong rejection there. That's one area of interest. right? We had a very strong rejection there. So we're gonna highlight that as weekly strong rejection, right? We have some kind of supply zone here. This drop, base drop, right? So that's kind of where I think price may want to head to. Let's go down to these lower time frames once again. Yeah, so just looking at what happened overnight though, we are currently in a little box, breaking above that little box, right? So I'm a little, let's go ahead before I get ahead of myself here. Let's go ahead and check out NASDAQ and see what NASDAQ is doing. See if there's any confluence or conjunctions there. So kind of like the same thing, right? We have this little box here. Not much action happened overnight. I mean, we had some of the same characteristics that we saw with ES, but if we go to that hourly time frame, I want you guys to just see how we keep making higher highs. We haven't yet broken past the higher day from yesterday, but we are gradually making higher highs. We're above VWAP, right? And one of the things that I didn't do, similar to ES, was check out the weekly time frame and see, you know, where does price want to gravitate to? Where is it most likely to go? And we do have an area of interest here. We have some support up here, so I would draw this out here. 16,650, that also happens to be a psychological level, so weekly strong rejection, so same thing, right? And then I'm going to actually also highlight this here, and I'm going to round it up to 16,300. Now that's looks like a base and a drop to me. A base and a drop. So we're gonna mark that as weekly supply. Weekly supply. All right, so and just look at the momentum, you know, in these last couple weeks, right? Very strong momentum, making higher highs, breaking past the candle ranges. Right, so I wouldn't be looking to short. You know, if you're looking at the higher time frames, you know, momentum is way too strong right now. But I mean, if you're a day trader or scalper like me, you know, a short opportunity may present itself. But I'm talking like in the higher time frames. If you're more of a swing trader, if you're holding on to positions right now, a short position really doesn't make sense, just because momentum is so strong to the upside. So something to be mindful about. All right, so we keep making higher highs. We're respecting this wedge. And here, the only two levels that I have is this higher day and this support level. And then down here, we have, let me go to the 15-minute chart. Now, I don't typically break down the chart like this for you guys. I don't show you all these different time frames. So for anyone watching, I would highly appreciate it if you would show some love, show some appreciation, and like the video, please. I don't typically show all these levels here, but I'm feeling a little generous today, you know what I mean? So we have this level here. I'm gonna leave it at that. I don't really notice anything else besides the levels that I have marked down. I mean, this is another level that I'm watching here, this 10-minute TOC that you see. That is an area of, I mean, I guess we can call it an imbalance, right? So we could potentially gravitate down towards this area, and I'd be interested to see how this reacts from from where this from this line down to this level, to this 15,970. Um, but other than that, I mean, I don't have enough information to trade right now to place an entry. So we're just gonna let the market develop, and let's do it. Let's go, man. It's go time. I'm gonna put this back to the 2 minute, just like I typically normally have it. And once again, we are trading both NASDAQ and ES, right? I like to see conjunctions in the market. If both of them are behaving the same, if I see the same opportunity in both, I've realized that it's usually a high probability setup. So on ES, we're seeing higher highs here. We've already broke past the yesterday's high of day, so I would expect NASDAQ to do the same here. Now I was looking at what happened like right around 6, 30 minutes ago, and there were some nice entries, and at that time I was still kind of getting ready. I wasn't really looking to get in, but that would have been nice, like an entry down. If I go to ES, this was the, where you at? This here would have been a really nice entry. This 45.87 level had a transition to control zone, and this is the exact level that I'm looking at. That one or this one here. I mean, this was 442. This was at 530. Yes, I wasn't on the charts at this time, so it is what it is. But those two would have been really nice entries. Sheesh. So we're making higher highs here. I don't have an entry right now. I'm not gonna get in at these highs. It makes no fucking sense. I would want to wait for a pullback. But God, look at this run up here. Look how price is behaving here. Now I will say NASDAQ yesterday was behaving a little odd. Like we saw a divergence in NASDAQ and ES, and while NASDAQ was making lower, it was trying to go down. ES was making higher highs, and it seems like we're almost seeing the same thing right now. That might be a level of interest there. The only problem I have here is, there's just so much support. Like it really doesn't make sense for me to go short just yet, but there. Price is moving really fast right now. So I don't want to rush anything. I'm not gonna just hop into a play. But I was considering this short opportunity here at 16,005. And I believe we don't have any news today. We did have housing starts at 5:30, so that explains. Oh well, yeah, we just saw an increase in volume during that time. So we came real close to touching that 10-minute TOC that you see down here. We came real close to touching that. I'm a little tempted. I mean, I almost wish we would have touched that 15,975 level to go long. Because we did see a little bit of an imbalance there. We have some support here. There it goes. It's going back up. If it could come down to like 16,005, I'd be interested in going long. $16,005, that's the level that I'm looking at. So
order filled.
I just hopped in. All right, I'm gonna put my stop loss right beneath. I'm not really risking a lot, but I'm going in long. 10 points below that. I like that I'm protected by a psychological level. We're back above the EMAs. And ES, I mean, we just keep seeing higher highs on ES, so we'll see how this reacts here. I like the strong swings. Okay, so we're currently in at 16,006. We went in long, risking about 10 points on NASDAQ. I like that we keep making higher highs here on ES. Let's see if we could bounce. This is this area here, so excuse my drawings, but this is the area that I'm hoping that we bounce off of, and it seems like we are bouncing off of this. There you go. All right, we're making higher highs here. So this little shaded box here, this is the area that I want buyers to support, to defend. Let's just get a break past this candle here. Currently up on the position. We got in at 16,006. ES keeps making higher highs. So I'm gonna just ride this thing until let me see Microsoft. What's Microsoft and Apple doing? Seems like they're headed up. They are going up. So I think we got in at a really good entry. And I am speculating a break past this past the high. And I'm actually gonna move my stop loss here to about 1610. I wouldn't want to see a strong rejection and then it come back down. I wouldn't want to see that. So about 1610, I think 1615 would be a good spot. So I think we got in at a really good entry. All right, and yesterday I will say I made the mistake of cutting my profits short. Like there was a lot more room for upside, so what I'm gonna focus on today is letting my winners run instead of cutting them short. So I'm gonna let this thing run until it shows signs of slowing down. And I'm looking both at ES and NASDAQ here. So if they both start to reverse, that is a sign of it slowing down. I wouldn't want to see a break past 16,020. I wouldn't want to see it come below that. We're just gonna let this thing run. I mean, I've already secured. I guess you can say I've already secured profits by moving my stop loss above my entry. So I am in the green right now. I really think this has potential to run. And I'm trying to identify as to why we bounced off of 1598. Why did we bounce off of this level and not off of this one? Because it was really close to my level that I was watching. I wonder why. really don't want to move my stop loss.
Stop,
I
Phil.
just got stopped. All right, so secured a few points on. Maybe I should have taken some profits off the table when we hit these highs here. I think that would have been smart. I was contemplating it. I guess I got a little greedy there. But I mean, not too bad of a trade, I would say. Not too shabby. A lot of the times this thing just stops me out and then it continues to go. So let's see what it does now. Contracts, I definitely should have sold. Okay, key level. So I'm trying to figure out why we bounced off of this 15,980 level. There was some support there at this 15,980 level. There was some support. We had we saw buyers play defense at this level. Then we saw some really strong aggression breaking past an opposing zone. And then we saw in this particular situation we actually saw a high time frame wedge support, right? So you see this line here. So this wedge was supporting this trade. So pretty solid trade. Pretty solid trade. Not too shabby. Like I said, I should have trimmed some up here. That was my greediness kicking in, but I should have trimmed some up there. But not too shabby. Secured a little bit of green on that one. Could have done better, I think, execution wise. But we're starting to see, a strong swing back to these levels here. I'm seeing the same opportunity here. I don't want to get ahead of myself um, but I am seeing the same opportunity, right? We saw a lot of volume just come in as we came down into these levels. Like I said, I expected 1600 to play to act as defense, and we just saw a lot of volume come in as we touched that level. My only problem is we do have some pretty we do have some pretty strong momentum to the downside right now, so I prefer not to play this. I'm gonna let the market develop a little bit and see if we can find a better opportunity. Let me clean this up a little bit here. So we saw a lot of volume come in here at this 15,978 level, right? Very close to my level, which was 15,975, as you can tell. You're asking where else are you live on? Or where else are you where else are you live on or live on? I'm live on here every single morning, dude. I'm hopping on here every single morning. You guys are more than welcome to come through. All I ask for is for you to hit the like button, show some appreciation. We got 4 people on here. Thank you guys for coming out and showing some support. Please hit the like button. I'd highly appreciate it. Double bottom. Damn, I may have missed out on an opportunity looking. No, we're good. We're good. I really don't want to get ahead of myself here. I'm gonna wait for a good solid setup. Good solid setup here. Let's see if we can. If we could bounce off this level again. So if we could bounce off that level and then break above that shaded box, I'd be interested in going long. But we have to bounce off that level, and I need to see some really strong volume come in. Let's check out what ES is doing. So ES, a little less volatile than NASDAQ. Right, it's just making higher highs. And one of the things that I'm looking at here is if we can break past that level, if we can get above that level, it's either that or we end up playing defense. It's either we break above this level or sellers defend this level and then bring it lower, right? Price can only go up or come down. So I'm trying to figure out what I do in my head is play out both scenarios. Like what are some possibilities? right? If it's going to go up, what could it potentially do to lead up to that point? And vice versa. If it's going to go down, what does price have to do to lead up to that point? So you have to find the levels of interest, right? We know that after seeing this strong rejection, we know that sellers are going to try to defend this level. However, if buyers can break past that level, then that would be a very bullish indication. And I don't like the zone that I drew out on NASDAQ anymore. If we go back to NASDAQ, I don't like the little zones. Let's go over here. Yeah, so I got rid of that little shaded box. I don't like it. This for me is looking a little bearish. The situation here is looking a little bearish. I don't see the strong rejection that I anticipated, although we do have quite a bit of volume. I mean, just look at the candle. The candle will tell you a lot, right? What's the saying of a picture's worth 1,000 words? This picture right here of this candle, notice how it closed. Very bearish candle there. It's not enough for me to get in, but it's something that I'm considering as I'm doing my ongoing analysis, like what's the best opportunity here, because as of right now I don't have an entry. All I'm looking at is really price action and volume. I know a lot of traders preach that. They scream price action and volume. And the reason they do that is because price action and volume are the two most reliable things that you can look at in the market. You know, I do look at some other indicators, but there's nothing like price action and volume. One good girl is worth 1,000 bitches. noticing price is kind of slowing down a little bit. I don't like what ES is doing. I'm really not looking to place a trade there. I don't like it. Let's take a look at what the equities are doing. Let's take a look at what the equities are doing. Microsoft had a crazy run, and that's one of the reasons we had a really nice trending day yesterday, was because Microsoft announced, some monthly subscription for its AI services. So the market just loved that, and out of nowhere, at 8:30, Microsoft ran up like from 344 up to 365. I mean, just imagine, for those holding Microsoft or for those playing Microsoft, God, that's a huge fucking move. Huge move. So I wouldn't be surprised if the market is exhausted from yesterday's move, but there was a catalyst behind it, right? There was, Microsoft did announce that. So, we'll see. I mean, I'm a trader, right? I react to the information. I don't claim to be a fortune teller. I don't know where price is gonna go, but I've gotten really good at reacting to what price does. So that's what I'm here to try to teach you guys, or try to add value, right, to the people watching. Is I want to show you guys how I react to the market. I know there's different ways to reacting to the market and playing the market. But the goal with these live streams is to just kind of show off the way I do things. And if you guys can learn something from that, even if it's just one thing, then and I'm happy with that. So Apple and Microsoft, we are seeing a little bit of a consolidation here. Very slow action. We did bounce off of, if you're currently looking at Apple, we did have a really strong rejection. Buyers seem to be stepping in here. I'm just really not a fan of what's going on right now, so for that reason, I'm gonna just chill. I'm gonna lay low until we get some more information here. Let the market develop. Yo, we got 4 people on here, but only 2 likes. If you guys could hit the like button, I would highly appreciate it. It's right there. It's right underneath your thumb. Alright, let's take a look at ES. See what ES is doing. Now, just so you know, I do have a screen dedicated to just ES, so I'm looking at ES constantly. I know you guys are only going to be able to see it when I switch tabs on my other screen here, so just want to put that out there. Looking at ES at all times. So if there's an opportunity there, if I see something worth trading, I'm gonna be on top of it. I'll be sure to let you guys know. But right now, I'm not a big fan of what's happening right now. Very slow action. You know, I don't even know what to expect here. I don't know if we're gonna break past this. I don't know if we're gonna reject. Either way, I'm gonna have to wait until I see something promising. I'm upset. I'm a little upset that I didn't take some partial profits when I had the chance in that first trade. I'm a little upset about that. I'm gonna be. Don't stop, never stop. I'm gonna be.
Here's what rapper Lil
What's up, baby girl? Huh?
Nothing.
Okay. Looking at Nasdaq here, we had a really strong rejection at this 15,980 level. Kind of unusual. Oh, it was. No, I don't. I can't really explain why. But these are some of the things that you have to look out for. Like if we have unusually high volume or relatively high volume just out of nowhere, right? Like this is something that you have to keep in mind. And here I'll switch. I'll switch over to Nasdaq here. That way you guys can see what I'm talking about. But it's things like this, right? You know, it's things like this that you have to look out for. We had this candle here. I want to call it a hammer candle, if I'm not mistaken, or a pin bar. It's one or the other. All I know is that this is a very bullish candle because we had a really strong rejection, right? So these are just some of the things that you have to consider, right? And some of the things that you have to keep looking for, because this could potentially mean something. Maybe it doesn't mean anything right now, but it could possibly mean something down the road. So that's why I'm a huge advocate for drawing on your charts and really making them messy. I know a lot of traders would probably say the opposite, like keep your charts clean, but when it comes to highlighting stuff and marking things down, like I'm using this as a journal. You know, I'm pointing everything out. I'm highlighting everything that I see. I don't have a hundred different indicators, but I'm talking about pointing stuff out like this. I would highlight it. Make it messy, dude. Make it messy. As long as you understand it, that's what really matters. So, with that said, I do want you guys to understand some of these lines here. I mean, the lines that have labels, those are self-explanatory. This, let me go ahead and label this real quick. So this was obviously a strong rejection. Rejection, and I'll put a plus defense, right? Just simple like that. And then down here, it's the level of interest for me, 15,975. And then this line here that is at an incline, that if you go over to like to a high time frame, right, that was just a trend line, right? That was just a trend line. And we saw price, I guess you can, we can argue that price kind of rejected off of that trend line, which was a confluence for me to take that first trade that I took in the morning. It was a confluence for me as we rejected this trend line, and then we broke past a significant level that gave me enough confluence to take the trade. And you can argue, like in the higher time frames, we're still rejecting that trend line. So I'm gonna keep that up there in the meantime. Not until we completely violate it. Right, so that level, once again, I spotted this candle here, and look how we just keep rejecting this level now. And then on ES, if you look over to ES is now making higher highs. So maybe it still doesn't mean anything, but it might mean something in the near future. Who knows? As of right now, I'm gonna keep that line. Yeah, we got up to 4 likes. Thank you guys. I appreciate you. I know it's may not seem like a lot, but it definitely does mean a lot. And I'm sure it probably does. It probably tickles the algorithm. So hopefully we can push this video out there. That way we get some more viewers on here. So right now, you know, as we talk about pointing stuff out, I'm also noticing a little trend line there, right? Maybe it means something, maybe it doesn't. But I'm gonna put that on there just kind of like as a guide, as a gauge. And I know right now it looks a little messy, but that's why I'm explaining to you guys why I have those lines there. That way you guys kind of see the market similar to the way I'm seeing it. I'm not a big fan of this action though. Like, Apple seems to be consolidating, Microsoft seems to be consolidating. Let's see what Tesla's doing. Tesla's not doing much, right? So, you know, as long as these equities remain what do I want to say with that? As long as these equities don't do anything, we're probably going to see the same thing with the the indices. Yo, and if you guys have any questions, feel free to put it in the chat. Don't hesitate, man. I mean, that's what it's there for. I'll try to do my best to answer your questions. So we're seeing a lower low here. No, I don't trust these conditions honestly, because this is something similar to what I noticed yesterday was Nasdaq was making lower lows while ES was making higher highs. And we're seeing a little bit of a pullback here on ES, but I'm not a big fan of these conditions here. And if you look over to the equities, just look at Microsoft for instance. We have a really nice demand zone here, which we did bounce off this morning. You see, like stuff like this, man. We bounced off a demand zone this morning, and that could explain it. That could explain this rally that we had. So that's kind of interesting. And Apple and Microsoft are really the two equities that I'm normally looking at. I don't really look at anything else besides that. I'm gonna be up in the club doing whatever. I'm gonna be. Let's head on over to ES. It's a little cleaner. Yeah, so let me get rid of the shaded box because I'm gonna keep that line though because we do. It seems that like that level keeps playing, or it keeps getting supported by sellers. We're finding a little bit of resistance there. Although we did break above it, you see, if you head over to like the 5 minute, you see some really strong rejections. And again, I'm not looking to get in as we touch these lines here. It's just, I'm finding the pieces and I'm trying to put it all together. That's essentially what I'm doing. This may present a pretty nice long opportunity here. Came down. We did play some defense. Now we're starting to see a little bit of aggression here. So if I can see Nasdaq, break past that VWAP, break above VWAP, because Nasdaq also seems to be going up right now. So if we can break above VWAP and then at the same time ES breaks above, you know, this level here, and that could mean something. That could mean something. Let's see. I'm gonna hop in long here on ES.
Order filled.
We're risking about 2 points here. Stop loss is at 46.05. And I'm gonna just take a stab at it. We didn't really the reason I'm taking a stab at it is because we didn't really see a strong rejection up here, right? We keep making these slightly higher highs. So I am expecting price to potentially, I mean, we pulled back, we saw very strong sellers come in, and then buyers are now starting to step in, breaking past those sellers. So once again, we're not risking too much. We're risking about 2 points here. I need to see both NASDAQ and ES I need to see NASDAQ break above that VWAP and open, or I should say open above that VWAP. Come on. I don't like this action here. Stop loss is at 46.05. If we get above it, great. If we don't, then I'm okay taking that little loss right there. But it looks like, okay, it looks like NASDAQ's getting above VWAP here. I like that we opened above it. Come on. We just gotta pop off now. looks like Nasdaq is it's not struggling as much as ES here. Nasdaq already got above VWAP, which is a good sign. I need to see ES step it up here and make some higher highs. If we go over to Nasdaq, look what Nasdaq's doing, right? So we broke past this trend line here. We got above this. We're now above VWAP. So, I mean, if we can continue to see this momentum to the upside, that would be nice. But it seems like ES is really struggling right now. I'm gonna I'm gonna trim here. I'm not a big fan of this action here. So
Order filled.
I'm gonna trim, and I secured a little bit of green, but it's gonna be enough to cover for commissions. But I'm gonna just let a few runners. If it works out, great. If it doesn't, I ain't sweating it. I'm not a fan of the action, honestly. And that's what I mean. This could end up working out, and I'll probably smack myself if it does. But like, that's one of the things. Like, I'm gonna listen to my gut. If my gut's telling me like, hey, this isn't favorable. Because after seeing the market for as long as I have, like, you kind of get an idea of what you want to see. And I've said this before. Your gut has a better memory than your actual brain. Like, your gut remembers things. That's why sometimes, like, when we're in like sketchy situations, your gut's gonna be the first one to tell you. And I feel like for me, or right now for the market, that seems to be the case. Like, I just don't like it. This feels like a sticky situation here. And I mean, just look at that. So I'm glad I trimmed most of my position.
Stop filled.
I ain't sweating. It's okay. It's cool. Okay, so that one was ES. We took an L. Confidence was at a 1. I like to, my confidence scale is from a 1 to 3. A lot of people do from 1 to 10, but dude, just keep it simple, right? 1 is like very little confidence. 2 is like, okay. And then 3 is just maximum confidence, right? I hate to, I laugh at the journals that do like, oh, what's your confidence from a 1 to 10? It's like if it's at 6 or a 7, like, this just, what's the difference, bro? I think just keep it simple. 1, 2, 3, right? Very little confidence, medium confidence, a lot of confidence. Boom. Right? So my confidence was, I was feeling pretty good until I wasn't. So my confidence was at a 1. Was there a high time frame key level? If I'm being honest, not really. So we weren't really supported by a high time frame key level on that one. We did see price play defense though, and then we did see some aggression. we had a wedge support, and then we had we did have a 5-minute candle break. Nope. Expecting the maze. Yes. Sorry. Yes. All right. Cool. So it is what it is. So look, look what just happened right now again. So now we're seeing, now this is like a double bottom, right? This could potentially be a double bottom. We saw a lot of volume come in at this level here, this 46.02 level, right? The only problem here is we're also playing defense up here. Get rid of this. Right, so now it seems like we're kind of like in a box here, so I don't really like that. And then if you take a look at NASDAQ, we're just balancing, dude. Not really, like I said, not really favorable action. There's not much, you know, when the market starts to balance out the way it's doing right now, it really sets up only low probability setups. We want to see some swings in the market. Apple seems to be, I guess you can call it a double bottom too. We had a pretty strong rejection right here at this 192.70. We rejected again. Yeah. Don't really know what to make of this action, so for that reason, I'm gonna sit on my hands. We'll remain patient until we find something promising. And you'll hear me say that a lot, because that's what a trader needs to be doing. We got up to 6 likes. I don't know how we did it, but thank you guys for once again showing support, showing appreciation. Thank you. guess this also could be considered, you know, a little wedge break here. We did see a double top, little wedge break. I'm gonna keep saying this. The action here is really not favorable. So for that reason, I'm not really looking to place any trades here. Yeah. Maybe this. I mean, not looking to get in, but maybe this could be a short opportunity. It looks a little more for me as of right now. It looks a little more favorable to the downside. If we're looking at ES, it looks a little more favorable to the downside. I'll say that. But this isn't a setup that I'm looking to trade. Yeah, because we did have some really nice volume come in, and we're breaking past a few levels here. But considering everything, right? If we look at Nasdaq, it's balanced. If we look at Microsoft, it's balanced. If we look at Apple, it's balanced. Like, considering all of those variables, it just doesn't make sense for you to get into a position. But don't let me stop you. If you see something favorable, if you have your own strategy, which I would suppose all of you do, if you have your own strategy, don't let me stop you. Do your thing. I am just gonna point out the things that I'm looking at and the things that I think you ought to point out too, or that you ought to consider at least. It's like, you know, we're kind of balanced. It's tough. Yeah, but this oh, and then we have really strong rejection here. This 4,600, I mean, it's totally gonna act as support. That 4,600, I mean, it's a psychological level, dude. You don't think it's gonna act as support? I'm glad I caught that, because I'm pretty sure we're gonna find a lot of volume as we touch that level. And I'm looking at this rally, right? Because this was a really nice rally. The only way I would have caught this, and I said this earlier, was if I got in back here. Because we had a nice zone here. So had I been on the charts at 530, this would have been a nice play here. I'm looking at this zone. We came down, we retested it. Boom. That would have been a solid entry from 45.86 to where we are now. It's 20 points. Shit, call it a day after that. That would have been a great setup. So Nasdaq seems to be making higher highs. And Nasdaq does seem a little promising now. I mean, we still have to break past this 16,013 level, which I don't think should be a problem. I may actually look to get in right here at playing NASDAQ at this 1605 level, 16005 level. Yikes, but yeah, I think it might have just dipped on us. I wanted to see a little pullback into this like 1605 level, because now I'm starting to see some strength in the equities. We're now starting to see some uptrends here. There it goes. Yep. That was the one right there, man. And I was hoping for a little pullback into this 16005. At this point, it's long gone. It is what it is. I may hop into ES though, because ES we have a nice little zone here at 4605. But let's see, hold up, because I don't want this to. Well, we may have to play we may have to play ES. This 4606. If we can break above that, then I'll go in long. This 4606. I wish I would have caught that NASDAQ move. You know how slower ES can be sometimes, so yeah, we did have a little wedge here. Damn, ES just is stuck now, bruh. Ugh, I don't like this, man. I'm gonna sit out on this one. I just, I was hoping for a fast break past this 4606. There it is. Yeah, I'm not in this position, and I'm glad I didn't get in because I was looking for price to break past that 4606. We broke past it, and immediately now we've come down. So not really favorable in my opinion. And then Nasdaq just it, I don't want to say it's having a hard time making higher highs, but it did slow down as we broke past the high. Okay, let's give this another shot here. So if we can get, this is what I'm looking at right now. If we can get above, if we can get above that box with some nice volume, a quick break, then I'll be interested in going long. Because we're seeing price playing defense down here. Ooh. I said, if we can see a break above 46.06, I'm interested in going long here on ES. 46.06.5 is my level. If we can get above it, I'm going in long. Now the only concern in this trade is this 46.08, right? If it acts as resistance and we come back down, that's going to be a red flag. Alright, I'm hopping in this. Just let it close above that. I don't want to get ahead of myself here. But Nasdaq's following suit. I'm not in just yet. I gotta see. We gotta open above this level here. Ooh, I don't like what just happened. You see that rejection there? And this is one of the reasons that I live stream, because if I had a Discord and I'm trying to tell you guys like, oh, I'm gonna hop in at 46.06 and then this happens, like, whoa, hold up, like, you know what I mean? Like, I have to see. There's a lot of things that I'm looking at seconds before I get into a trade. So this right now, I don't like that we just rejected like that. And we're seeing the same thing here with NASDAQ. We just rejected a higher high. So I'm not a fan of that. Fucking had a feeling that shit was gonna go down. Why'd it have to be like that? Oh my goodness. It wasn't supposed to act that way. Whatever's. Sheesh, what the hell? It's 7:55. What just happened? What's happening? That's insane, bruh. I was looking to go short as we broke below this zone. I had no idea this was going to happen. I was looking at the volume as we were breaking past this little shaded box here. And then all of a sudden, bam, this thing just went nuts, bro. There has to be a catalyst behind that. There has to be. Does anyone know why we just dropped that way? That's pretty crazy, honestly. finally hit my 15,975 level. Or no, actually we had hit it before. Just kidding. You know what's funny? I didn't even look to get in as we hit that level. I just realized that like we hit my level in Nasdaq, and not even look to get in. That's wild. I completely missed. I completely forgot about that damn level. I'm not even gonna lie. I didn't even consider it when we hit it. We saw a lot of volume come in when we yeah. Bouncing off that level once again. I just want to see why we had such a strong drop like that. I'm kind of interested in going short here, as if we get up to this level here, this 46.01, I'd be risking about, how much is that? 40, close to 2 points there. Yeah, I'm interested to see if that would work out. So I'm looking at, I want to see how this 46.01 reacts. But I'm gonna have my finger on the trigger here. If it works out the way I expect it to, then I'm gonna go in short. I see quite a bit of volume right now coming into the market. Does anyone know why we had such a sharp drop? I'm thinking there was a catalyst behind it. There has to be a reason as to why we saw that. I'm looking at that 15. I mean that 4601. That's the level I want. Have a good day, baby girl. I love you too. I'll see you later, okay? Well, price is now just chilling. I'm gonna tell you something that I've noticed, a repetitive pattern. When we have some kind of consolidation, right? Typically, the way we break out of that is price swings over to one side, it fakes out a bunch of people, and then it swings over to the other side. That could potentially happen right now, right? That's a possibility, right? If we're stuck in this box here, if we're stuck in this little box here, we could potentially see a move up, get a bunch of people trapped, and then a bunch of sellers just step in and then move it down. That's kind of like where my head's at. Because if you look at the 15-minute time frame, this is a supply zone right here. This 4600 too is gonna act as tough resistance. Yeah. I'm gonna hop in as soon as it hits 4601, and then my stop loss is gonna be like at 4603. We're not seeing any aggression from buyers here, even after seeing a strong rejection down at these 4590 level. We're not really seeing a strong strong aggression from buyers. So I think we may just need to collect some sellers up here, and then that may just be enough to bring price down. Come on. All right.
Order
I'm
filled.
hopping in this. Let's see. 4603 is my stop loss. Come on, 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 come on. I got a pretty nice entry too at 4601.25. Now we just gotta see this thing bounce. Come on. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. This is gonna be the last trade for me. I want to hit the gym after this, so we gotta end off on it. You know, let's end off on a good note here. Let's come on. No, don't do it. Don't do it. Fucking A, I feel like this isn't gonna work.
Stop filled.
Ah! Bruh. It literally just fucking hit my stop loss. Hold up. It stopped dead at 46.03. This thing better not be playing with me. Alright. Yeah, that ain't. Fuck, man. I was really hoping that would work. Fuck. That totally didn't work. I mean, still respecting the EMAs. Damn. Well, that's booty. That is booty. I'm sinking everything in right now. I felt really confident about that trade, so it's definitely a shock to your system when you take the L, you know. So man, I really thought that was gonna work out. Right now, after seeing that, we're seeing some defense being played. Ugh. I don't even know what to do at this point. I feel like that's it for me. You guys took we had one winner in the morning. We had a loser. Well, there was a break even. I didn't really lose money on that one. We got out before price turned against us, and then this, unfortunately, we took this L here. So, you know, it is what it is. But if you found some value, me breaking down the market, me showing you my levels, please hit the like button and consider coming back. You guys are more than welcome to, and I'm live streaming every single morning. So I'll be here tomorrow, 10 minutes before the market opens. I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Peace.